now joined by third-year head coach Mike Conway of North Park University Vikings football team. North Park coming off another solid season in the CCIW where they tied for 5th overall in the conference. In the last 2 seasons, North Park Vikings have combined for 5 conference wins, the best 2-year stretch since the 1979-80 seasons. After going 12 seasons without a CCIW win, so that's quite a feat for the Vikings in the last 2 years. So, Coach, now that you're entering your 3rd year as the head coach for the North Park team, what are your expectations now for the 2015 season?
Well, I think success is measured in stages, and we have had some small stages of success here over the first 2 years, but not anywhere near what we're trying to get to. So we've taken some small steps within the program over the last 2 years, but we've got a lot of work to do, and this is an important year for us. We've got a very difficult schedule, non-conference schedule, and then obviously the great CCIW conference that we're in. So we've got our work cut out for us. I know that's a cliche, but we do have a difficult road. But I think our guys are more prepared than they ever have been. We got some guys coming back that played an awful lot of football last year. Some guys that are ready to, I think, step out of the shadows and become really good football players in this program. And we got a lot more talent, I think, overall. We got talent, we got some team speed, we got some things that maybe we haven't had here in the last few years. So overall, I think we're ready to move forward. We have some expectations, obviously. You want to progress as a program. You want to be respected initially, and I think we've earned that. Then we want to move forward, and we want to be a team that's going to be competitive every week, and it's going to challenge people better every week, and I think our kids are up for the challenge now, and we're growing up really quick.
Talking about some of the guys you got returning, obviously you got first team all selection and a preseason All-American TD Conway returning for his junior year at the quarterback position, as well as second team all conference selection Devin Childress at the wide receiver position for his sophomore year. Talk about those two and just the slew of the returning guys you got coming back to this year's team.
Yeah, I really like our returning, our offense returning this year. We've got a lot of our guys. I think we're returning 9 of 11 starters. We got 4 really good receivers returning, actually more than that, but 4 starters at receiver returning. We've got our quarterback back with another year under his belt in this offense, and we've got some running backs, I think, that will upgrade our running situation at running back as well. But I mean, the combination of TD and Devin proved to be quite a good one last year. I think he had 14 touchdown passes thrown to a kid that was 18 years old.
Yeah.
Devin Childress, he's not 18 anymore. He's a year older, and he's about 20 pounds heavier. He's more polished as a receiver. As phenomenal as he was in his freshman year, he's bigger and stronger and understands football a lot more now in our system. So he's really exciting, but so I'm really excited about it. I think that the thing about our quarterback is we don't just have Devin Childress. We have other guys now that we feel really good about. He's got weapons. We got Dakota. Dakota is back and very healthy now. We've got Anthony Burton and Jordan Turner. Anthony Burton was a guy that really stepped on the scene for us and has been amazing for us this past season, and just does everything for us out there on special teams. Just a great leader and a great competitor. We got some other guys too that we're returning. Cody Hood is returning, and there's some other guys that we'll have. We got a lot of good young guys that played some football last year. Delano Braxton's returning. I hate to get in all these names, but it's good. I mean, we got a lot of good guys returning. I'm pretty excited about that. And our offense, we've got some really nice young speed at receiver, nice young speed at running back, which we're really excited about. We got a really good group of young quarterbacks coming in too. With Jace Bancourt from Belvedere North in Rockford, he's doing really well in camp, and Ian Starkey and Donnie Jennings is returning as well. So we're kind of feeling pretty good about our offense, and your 3rd year moving into it with the same trigger man, and with some more weapons, we're feeling pretty good about our offense at this point.
Talking about things on the defensive side, just overall returning and guys, newcomers on that side of things.
Yeah, you know how I am about newcomers. Newcomers have to prove themselves,
Right.
you know. But we do have some guys that we got in here mid-year last year, and we'd probably be more athletic than we've been on defense, which I'm excited about. At safety and at corner, especially, we got some really good athletes here. Nice sized kids. We got some kids that are 6'1", 6'2" now that can run fast, and now we can get them to buy into our system and our program defensively. You know, it should be some pretty exciting times. We also have some guys that are developing from the last couple of years, and you know, good programs develop players. They don't just usually players have that time where they need more time than a guy that just walks in the door like Devin would, you know. But our guys defensively, we've got some developmental guys that have really done a great job. I mean, we've got really 4 really decent corners, with one of them being a transfer kid. We moved Jamel Banks from receiver to corner this year, and he's had a really good camp so far. I'm pretty happy with him. And Justin Davis and Mike Harris are juniors, and they hadn't played a whole lot, but they have stepped up and really done a great job in the spring and then now in camp. And we got a transfer kid named David Simmons Jr. who's a pretty darn good corner for us. So we got a couple good young kids in there that are good. So I'm pretty happy with that. Franz Dorsley is a kid that transferred in at safety. He's a really good athlete, really good football guy. You just got to learn the system. Nick French is returning at safety as well. George Rodas is returning. Ronnie Masse is finally healthy after being injured really the last year or two with knee surgery. So you know, that core of 4 safeties and 4 returning corners is pretty exciting for us physically out there. Now we have some guys at nickel, which is kind of like our outside linebacker position, and Matt DeFecchio, we moved him from linebacker to safety, and he's had a pretty good spring. And then Chris Washington, who we really like, and had some experience playing last year. So those guys returning, we feel pretty good about, with a couple other young guys that are opening our eyes a little bit too, as well as safety. And linebacker, we got 3 starters returning, you know, and Shami Ava, who started 9 out of 10 games last year basically, and was a great freshman for us and a great football player. He's returning. Brendan Dull and Joe Butts are returning starters at linebacker as well. So, you know, those guys are really gives us some foundation there at linebacker, you know. And we lost some guys up front. We lost some guys up front to graduation, with those guys leaving. So, but Hunter Corrigan is an outstanding football player. He plays one of our defensive ends, and Austin Regal was a freshman last year. He played quite a bit. And then Keyshawn Joseph as well, and we got a couple young kids that are impressing us right away. So we got some guys up front that we're developing, and we're moving along in the right direction defensively. I think we got to do a better job defensively. I mean, we got to keep people out of the end zone and do a better job of that. So, but I feel good about our personnel really on defense right now.
Okay. And talking about too this both the non-conference and the conference schedule. Obviously, the CCIW is always going to be a rigorous schedule, but talking about the non-conference schedule, it's going to prepare you guys for the CCIW. Obviously, you got UW Oshkosh on there, 6-1, second place in the WEOC in 2014. They haven't finished worse than 3rd in their conference in the last 4 years, as well as you got St. Norbert College on the schedule, and you guys start with Concordia University. Talking about the non-conference schedule and how much that's going to prepare you guys for.
I'd rather not talk about the non-conference schedule. No, I mean, we're focusing on Concordia, Wisconsin right now, which was a great football game last year. It was a great opener. We're going up there. We're excited to play them again. We felt that if we had a chance to play them later on the season, it'd been maybe a different outcome. I don't know, but we feel really good about playing. We like our chances against those guys. They're a great team, great coach, great program. They've done a really good job. I know they were 5-5 last year, but they had one of the best offenses in the country, with one of the best quarterbacks in the country. So I mean, that's a big game for us. I mean, we're getting ready for that game right now. That's going to be important for us. So, but we're a great opponent. And then St. Norbert's, you know, it's the Michigan challenge. We're playing St. Norbert's. St. Norbert's is not in Michigan, not even in that conference. So they pitted us against a really good team there. You know, there was, like you said, it was 6-4. I think you said.
6-1, yeah.
So you know, they gave us that game, and that'll be a big challenge for us. Another Wisconsin team, and then we go to Wisconsin again to play this Oshkosh. Is, you know, one of the best teams in that state conference up there. They're outstanding. You know, had a very very exciting game against Whitewater last year. So they're going to be really good. And so our non-conference game is no joke. Non-conference schedule is no joke.
Yeah.
So, but we're up for the challenge. We're ready to take on. I mean, we're ready to play the best to become better, and that's what we're going to do. We're not shying away from it.
Right.
We're facing it head on, and that's what we teach our players, and that's what our program's going to be doing moving forward.
Talking about the CCIW this year, obviously always a very rigorous schedule that you guys have in there with Wheaton and North Central and Augustana and all the sort. Just talking about the CCIW for this year with you guys.
Well, I mean, the CCIW speaks for itself. I mean, you know, you have great tiers of programs. So, I mean, you have those teams that are just great football programs and great models for what programs should be.
Yeah.
I mean, really. And Illinois, you know, all the teams. I don't want to go through the whole team, but
Sure.
all those teams from top to bottom in the CCIW are competitive. They work hard and they're good programs, and it's a challenge every week, and for all of us,
Yeah.
and for every team in the league. So, you know, it's a conference that is a really good one, and we're excited to be in it.
All right, well, thanks so much, Mike, for taking the time today, and we wish you guys the best of luck in the 2015 season.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.